In the annals of American television, few programs captured the struggles of working families with such raw authenticity as Good Times. Airing from 1974 to 1979, this groundbreaking sitcom followed the Evans family in their Chicago apartment, navigating poverty, prejudice, and the daily challenges that shaped a nation. The cast brought unprecedented depth to their roles, making audiences laugh while confronting them with uncomfortable truths about inequality. Today, we remember five who have passed from this world, taking with them stories and performances that transcended the comedy format. Between 1998 and 2024, we lost four souls during these years, their ages at departure ranging from the late 50s to early 80s. Through nine remarkable individuals who graced this program, the legacy of struggle and survival continues to resonate across generations. This retrospective honors those who brought the Evans family to life, celebrating their contributions to television history while acknowledging the mortality that claims us all. Number 1, we have Esther Rolle as Florida Evans. The matriarch of the Evans household, Florida represented dignity in the face of desperation. Rolle was born in 1920, a child of the American South, and carried with her the weight of generations before her. By the time Good Times premiered, Rolle had already established herself as a formidable theatrical presence, having won a Tony Award nomination for her performance in Raisin. Her portrayal of Florida demanded strength, wisdom, and an unshakable moral compass that elevated the entire show beyond simple comedic entertainment. The character refused victimhood even when circumstances demanded it, embodying the resolve of mothers everywhere who protected their children through sheer force of will. Rolle appeared in all 5 seasons, making Florida Evans a household name. During the show's run, she extended her career to include the made-for-television movie Summer of My German Soldier, for which she won the inaugural Emmy Award in the Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Miniseries or Movie category in 1979. Rolle continued working throughout the 1980s and 1990s, appearing in films such as Driving Miss Daisy and television productions that utilized her theatrical training. She passed away in November 1998 at the age of 78 from complications of diabetes, leaving behind a career spanning decades. Her departure removed from the world one of television's most powerful voices. Rolle's portrayal set the standard for how struggling parents could be depicted with complexity and agency. Number 2, we have Jimmie Walker as James Evans Jr. The youngest Evans boy, known affectionately as JJ, became Walker's vehicle to stardom and the cultural phenomenon that defined a generation of catchphrases. Walker was born in 1947 in New York City and worked as a stand-up comedian before his televised breakthrough. His character's signature exclamation, "Die no might," originated from producer John Rich's insistence that Walker deliver the phrase with consistency, though both the actor and executive producer Norman Lear harbored initial skepticism about its potential. The phrase caught fire regardless, becoming synonymous with 1970s culture and launching Walker into the stratosphere of television fame. By 1975, Walker had earned Golden Globe nominations for the role in consecutive years, establishing him as one of the most visible young performers on television. His comedic timing and physical humor drove many of the show's memorable moments, yet critics often objected to the expanded focus on JJ's antics rather than more serious family narratives. After Good Times concluded, Walker attempted to leverage his fame into stand-up comedy tours and occasional television appearances, though the roles never quite captured the lightning-in-a-bottle quality of his early success. He recorded a comedy album on Buddha Records during his peak years and later appeared in Medicare public service announcements decades into his career. Walker's energy and work ethic sustained a life in entertainment even as television preferences shifted. Number 3, we have John Amos as James Evans Sr. The moral center of the household before his departure, John Amos brought gravitas and authenticity to the role of a father struggling to provide for his family. Amos entered the world in 1939 and came to Good Times via appearances on Maude, where his character first appeared as a visitor to the titular protagonist's home. His casting on the spin-off reflected the show's early commitment to portraying Black family life with seriousness and nuance. Amos and Rolle quickly developed a creative partnership that emphasized the dignity of their characters and the family's aspirations beyond poverty. However, Amos grew increasingly frustrated with the direction the show was taking, particularly his objections to the expanding role of Jimmie Walker's JJ character at the expense of meaningful family storylines. He felt the comedic focus undermined the potential for authentic representation and expressed his concerns to the production staff. When his criticism of the writing met with resistance from what Amos perceived as a primarily white writing staff, he became labeled a disruptive element. By 1976, his contract was not renewed, and his character was killed off-screen in an automobile accident. The firing initially appeared to derail his trajectory, yet Amos quickly rebounded with roles in significant television projects. He won an Emmy-nominated part as adult Kunta Kinte in the groundbreaking miniseries Roots in 1977, which restored his credibility in the industry. His subsequent decades included recurring roles on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The West Wing as Admiral Percy Fitzwallace, and The District as the Mayor of Washington, D.C. He appeared in films including The Beastmaster and the Coming to America films. Amos passed away in 2024 at the age of 84, having built a career that transcended his Good Times departure. Number 4, we have Jeanette DuBois as Willona Woods. The neighborhood confidant and adoptive mother figure, Willona brought warmth and authenticity to the role of a woman living independently in the same apartment building as the Evans family. DuBois was born in 1932 and came to Good Times with a background in music and theater. Beyond her television work, DuBois composed and performed the theme song for The Jeffersons, the successful spin-off that aired alongside Good Times. Her contribution to that program demonstrated her versatility as both an actress and a musician. During her television career, she also voiced characters in animated programming, most notably as Mrs. Avery in the show The PJs, a role that earned her 2 Emmy Awards. Her work extended to voice acting in the animated series As Told by Ginger, where she provided the voice of Mrs. Patterson. Willona represented a different model of femininity for 1970s television, a woman comfortable in her own skin and unafraid to speak her mind. DuBois remained active in entertainment throughout the 1980s and 1990s, maintaining a steady career in guest television roles and voice work. She passed away in February 2020 at the age of 74, having suffered sudden cardiac arrest at her residence in Glendale, California. Her death came unexpectedly while she slept, removing from the world one of television's most engaging character actresses. Number 5, we have BernNadette Stanis as Thelma Evans. The eldest Evans daughter, Thelma embodied the adolescent struggles of a girl caught between childhood and adulthood during turbulent economic times. Stanis was born in Brooklyn in 1953, making her one of the youngest principal cast members when the show began. Before her casting on Good Times, she had been accepted to the prestigious Juilliard School, but left after her sophomore year to pursue the television opportunity. Her decision to leave formal dramatic training proved prescient, as the role of Thelma showcased her natural ability to convey both humor and vulnerability. Stanis appeared in every episode of the show's 5-season run, making her integral to its success. Her character often served as the moral voice alongside her mother, wrestling with the contradictions between family loyalty and personal ambition. The residuals from Good Times have sustained Stanis financially throughout her subsequent decades, a testament to the show's durability and continued syndication. After the series ended, she transitioned to guest appearances on numerous television programs, including The Love Boat, The Cosby Show, and Girlfriends. She pursued a career in writing, authoring multiple books on relationships and personal finance, including works titled Situations 101 and The Last Night. Stanis also appeared in feature films and commercials, maintaining visibility in the entertainment industry well into her mature years. Her intellectual engagement with personal development topics extended her cultural presence beyond her acting work. Number 6, we have Ralph Carter as Michael Evans. The youngest Evans boy, Michael represented childhood innocence in a household otherwise preoccupied with adult concerns. Carter was born in 1961, making him 10 years old when Good Times premiered. His early career had already shown considerable promise before the television role, having performed on Broadway at age 9 in The Me Nobody Knows. His theatrical breakthrough came in the musical Raisin, where he played Travis Younger and won the Drama Desk Award for Most Promising Performer at age 13. The 1974 Theatre World Award And a Tony Award nomination for Best Featured Actor in a Musical followed, establishing Carter as one of the most decorated young performers of his generation. On Good Times, Carter appeared in 133 episodes across the show's run, providing the emotional anchor that grounded many of the more farcical storylines. In 1975, he recorded an album titled Young and in Love, releasing 2 singles that charted on the Billboard R&B chart, demonstrating his crossover appeal as both actor and musician. After Good Times concluded, Carter returned to the theater, where his early work had earned critical acclaim. He became involved in mentoring and education, serving as vice president of the Audience Development Committee and teaching at the Child Development Center at City College of New York. His prolific writing career resulted in more than 20 children's books, extending his influence into the realm of early childhood education. Carter's career trajectory demonstrated the possibilities for child performers who continued developing their craft beyond their initial televised fame. Number 7. We have Janet Jackson as Penny Gordon Woods. The child prodigy who would later achieve global musical superstardom, Janet Jackson joined Good Times in its 5th season at just 10 years old. Born in 1966, Jackson came from a family already established in the entertainment industry as the youngest sibling in a musical dynasty. Her character, Penny Gordon, told the story of an abused girl abandoned by her mother and eventually adopted by Willona Woods, played by DuBois. The character's narrative tackled child abuse, a subject rarely addressed with such seriousness in television sitcoms during the 1970s. Jackson's performance demonstrated remarkable emotional depth for a child performer, conveying vulnerability and resilience that moved audiences beyond laughter. Critics widely praised her work, recognizing in her performance a maturity beyond her years. She appeared in the show from 1977 to 1979, contributing significantly to the program's later seasons, even as ratings fluctuated. Jackson's television work in Good Times preceded her transition into the music industry by several years. After signing with A&M Records in 1982, she achieved unprecedented commercial success with albums including Control in 1986 and Rhythm Nation 1814 in 1989. She became one of the best-selling music artists of all time, with estimated record sales exceeding 100 million units. Her career demonstrated the unusual trajectory of child actors who succeed in transitioning to other entertainment fields and achieve even greater prominence. Jackson's name became synonymous with global pop music excellence decades after her television appearance. Number 8. We have Johnny Brown as Nathan Bookman. The building superintendent introduced in Season 3, Nathan Bookman provided comic relief while inhabiting the working-class environment that characterized the show's setting. Brown was born in 1937 and came to Good Times with extensive experience in television and theater. He was a frequent visitor to Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, the seminal comedy variety show that showcased emerging talent throughout the 1960s and early 1970s. His television career included numerous guest appearances across the medium's landscape, before and after his extended run on Good Times. Brown's character represented the humor found in the quotidian struggles of working people, the landlord's agent who nonetheless developed sympathetic relationships with the tenants he ostensibly oversaw. Beyond his television work, Brown maintained an active singing and stage career that provided him with sustained employment throughout his professional life. He recorded albums and performed in theatrical productions, maintaining visibility in entertainment circles even when television opportunities diminished. Brown's career longevity spoke to his professional versatility and the respect he earned from colleagues and audiences alike. In March 2022, at the age of 84, Brown collapsed while at his doctor's office in Los Angeles during a routine pacemaker checkup appointment. He suffered sudden cardiac arrest and was transported to a hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. His daughter, Broadway actress Sharon Catherine Brown, confirmed his passing through social media. His death removed from the world a performer whose career spanned decades and whose genial presence enlivened the ensemble casts he joined. Number 9, we have Ben Powers as Keith Albert Anderson. Introduced in the show's final season, Keith Anderson became the husband of Thelma Evans, representing the expansion of her character into adulthood and romantic partnership. Powers was born in 1950, making him considerably younger than most of the established cast members. His inclusion in the final season reflected the show's attempt to refresh its narrative focus as ratings declined in the later years. The character of Keith provided a window into the next generation of the Evans family story, though the show's cancellation after that sixth season prevented the development of this storyline beyond its inception. Power's career in television extended before and after Good Times, though his most notable role remained his appearance on the sitcom. He worked steadily in the entertainment industry, taking whatever opportunities presented themselves in an era when consistent employment proved increasingly difficult for performers. In April 2015, Powers died at the age of 64 in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Some sources indicated liver cancer as a contributing factor to his death, though his family did not officially release the cause. His passing marked another loss in a cast whose members faced the common vulnerability that mortality imposes on all living beings. Powers' relatively brief appearance on Good Times nonetheless secured his place in television history as part of an ensemble that changed the landscape of American comedy. The legacy of Good Times transcends its comedic moments to embrace the harder truths it was willing to tell. The show did not retreat from poverty, racism, or the structural inequalities that constrained its characters' possibilities. It permitted laughter within the context of legitimate struggle, refusing the false comfort of easy sentiment. The cast members, through their performances, created a television program that insisted on the humanity of characters too often rendered invisible in American mass media. Some achieved subsequent prominence in their careers, while others experienced the diminishment that befalls many television performers once their initial fame fades. Yet all of them contributed to a cultural moment when television was beginning to expand its vision of who deserved to be seen and heard. The deaths of Esther Rolle, Jeanette DuBois, Johnny Brown, and Ben Powers represent the inevitable passage that claims all performers eventually. The surviving cast members carry forward the memory of what they created together, a testament to the possibility of entertainment that entertains while also educating and challenging. Good Times remains relevant precisely because the conditions it depicted have not substantially diminished in the decades since its cancellation. Poverty persists, discrimination endures, and families continue to navigate systems designed to constrain their possibilities. The show's honest engagement with these realities rather than their evasion gave it durability beyond the typical lifespan of network television sitcoms. For those who created it, appeared in it, and watched it, Good Times offered something increasingly rare in American television: the possibility that entertainment could be both commercially viable and truthful about the world it portrayed.